This is Mrs. Copeland, and I'm a math teacher in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. I'm going to be helping you with third grade memory joggers. Let's take a look at Week 8, Day 1, Problem C. Mrs. Rayo needs 150 chairs set up in the gym. She has 6 rows of chairs. Each row has 20 chairs. If C is the total number of chairs still needed, which equation could be used to find the chairs needed? If C is the total number of chairs still needed, which equation could be used to find the chairs still needed? A. 150 minus 6 minus 20 equals C. B. 6 times 20 plus C equals 150. C. 150 plus C is equal to 6 times 20. Or D. 6 times 20 times C will equal 150. We have a few things that we need to remember. Before beginning a word problem, visualize what is happening and retell the events in your mind. Let's think about this problem. Miss Rayo needs a total, so all of the chairs in the gym, she needs 150 chairs. So she's trying to get a certain number set up. She's making rows, and every time she makes a row, there's 20 chairs in that row. And so far, it looks like she has 6 rows of chairs. And we know that there's a number of chairs that she still needs to add to have the total number of chairs she needs. And we're going to use the letter C to represent that amount. So how could we write an equation? There's a few things that we need to consider. Which operations match what is happening in the problem? Anytime we put things together, that's going to be addition. For example, in this problem, we're putting together the chairs that are already set up with the chairs that will be set up. So there's some type of addition happening in this problem. Is something being taken away, or are you finding the difference between two numbers? So you could also look at this as we have 150 chairs and we have a certain amount. So what's the difference between what we have and what we need? Are same size groups being combined? So in this problem, we know that there are 6 rows with 20 chairs, so each of the rows is the same. So that would be like multiplication. Are items being shared equally? So in this case, we don't have any example of items being shared equally. And we can write an equation with a blank or letter for the unknown information. An equation is a tool to help us remember all of the operations that we need to complete to solve the problem. This is the reason that you should write an equation before you begin solving a two-step problem. So what we know right now is that there are 6 rows with 20 chairs. And as we mentioned here, anytime that we're putting same size groups together, that's multiplication. So we have 6 groups of 20 chairs. So we know that 6 times 20 would be part of the equation that we're writing. And we know that we're trying to get to 150 chairs. So if we have 6 times 20 and we add on some more chairs, that's what the part that we don't know, then that's going to give us the total number of chairs that are needed. So remember we said we're putting together equal groups, that's 6 times 20, and then when we put together the chairs that are already there with the chairs that still need to be added, that would give us 150. I put a blank here, but the equation is telling us to use C for that. So instead of the blank, I'm just going to go ahead and write C. So I could also write this equation as 6 times 20 plus C is equal to 150. Now let's look back at our choices. Do we see this? 150 minus 6 minus 20? That's not it. That has subtraction in it. What about this one? 6 times 20 plus C is 150. That's what we wrote. Let's circle that. Let's just double check the others to make sure we didn't miss anything. 150 plus C, that would be all of the chairs plus the chairs that are needed. That wouldn't make any sense. And this one is multiplying the rows times 20 chairs times the number of chairs that are still needed. That also wouldn't make sense. Our correct answer is B, 6 times 20 plus C equals 150. Thank you, and if you have additional questions about this problem, please ask your classroom teacher.